Good evening, one and all. Welcome to another Friday evening edition of the Friday Night Ragchew on the ZOE. Excuse me. My name is Mac. My call sign is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. We're here in Hamilton, Ontario, and it's the 30th of January. All hunkered down by the fireplace. We were waiting for Larry of VA3LBI to pick up the net here on the VE3 ZOE repeater on a frequency of 443.075. Just waiting for 8 o'clock to roll around, and there we are.
Thanks, Mac. Good evening, all. Welcome to the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. Has a plus offset and no tone is required. My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry. I'm located on the East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net. To join the conversation, please give us your call sign and your name. And tell us about yourself or ask anything about your equipment or anything you want to add to the conversation. And before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the use of that repeater. And please remember, our repeater has good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. Last but not least, please let the repeater drop so we can get into our conversation. Can I get check-ins for Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3IMW.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot Portable.
Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. VA3BT. All right, so I got VA3IMW, CRF, UK, and BT. Bring in Vern first. He's a portable. Come on in, Vern.
Good evening, Larry, and everybody on the net. Thanks for picking me up. Yep, just out for a walk. As I stepped out, the temperature was minus 12. I'm sure it's going to go down from there this evening. And, yeah, not a bad day. When I went for my walk this morning, it was minus 23. So, yeah, I'll take minus 12 anytime. Most of the sidewalks are clear up here. Still a lot of snow around, but I have seen equipment moving bigger piles away into dump trucks, and then I don't know where they take them, but hopefully out of water now. Anyway, Larry, I appreciate you doing the net, and I'll be listening along for a while. VA3CRF.
Okay, thanks, Vern. All right, just get back to the track here. Back. Thanks for live streaming on YouTube. If you want us to watch it on YouTube, look up Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Look for the live and hit the subscribe and like button. One more thing I had here. Oh, yeah. 12 days of Christmas. Anybody that worked out over the Christmas time, the award will be apparently out as of at the end of January, so February 1st, which will be, I guess, Sunday. If you look up on the QRZ page, Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta. Again, Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta. There's a link in there where you can get your award for the 12 days of Christmas. All right, before I pick anybody else up, any other check-ins for Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3NCA.
VA3WPG. Did I hear that right? VA3WPG?
Yep.
Very good. We haven't been wondering how you've been doing. Hope everything's okay, Chris.
Oh, yeah, good. We'll get to me. Keep me in line up.
All right, not a problem. All right, Mac, you're up. VA3LW, VE3LBI. Come on in.
Good evening, Larry, and all on net. Thank goodness it's Friday. Been looking forward to this. Feet up, fireplaces turned on, and cozied up by the radio. It's been a very California evening. I can't believe that 4 contacts in a row in California on 20 meters. It's just phenomenal. Maybe a fluke, I don't know. But also another one that was on, what was that, 15 meters? Anyways, like I say, a very California evening. And they were all new parks to me. Anyways, how has your DX been today?
California, forget it. Nothing in California. I worked Puerto Rico and St. Lucia. 2 parks in St. Lucia, I think, renew. I think the one in Puerto Rico would too, but California was a no-no for me today. Couldn't hear them at all. Florida wasn't bad. Obviously, depending on the station and where they were set up. I got a couple in Florida also.
All right, QSL. Be interesting to hear what everybody else has experienced on the bands today. So just a limited time. What did I start poking around there? Around 6:30, maybe 6:45, and 6:45 ish. So I would say that I found 40 meters extremely noisy. I tried to work a guy in a park that was new to me down in, it said Michigan, but you just never know. Maybe people are playing funny games with spots. So and some resident noise on 40 meters as well. So depending on the frequency, can be as high as an S9, but can be as quiet as an S5. So just the peculiar sense of being hunkered down in the urban area where urban RF noise might be a little bit disappointing. Anyways, certainly glad to hear that Chris is back amongst us, and I trust everything's well with him. On that, we also have VA3NCA and Droner Wayne, VA3FMB, checked in on YouTube. And Thomas is also a check-in on YouTube, and that is our friend from across the lake, our favorite retired bus driver. Let's see what else we got going on there. VE3KDT waving a hand from London, and I guess that's about it for now. Anyways, I'll keep an eye on the chat and let you know if anything pops up, and I'll let you run down the list. Thanks, Larry.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Got ahead of me there. I was just going to write them off, but no problem. I'm going to write them down, so I'll pick them up at the end of the net too, make sure we don't miss them. Okay, we got Vern in there, and unless you like something else you want to add, Vern, before I pick up Bill.
Nothing else right now, Larry. Go ahead and pick up Bill. Thanks. VA3CRS.
All right, sir. Thanks so much. VE3IMW, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill.
Yep. Good evening, Larry. Good evening to everyone on the repeater here, and also those folks tuning in on YouTube. Still dealing with the sinus infection here. I think it's at its height, so it should start getting better again. It's not a typical cold. I don't have any flu-like or cold-like symptoms. I'm just very, very, very congested. So we're dealing with that. Bands today, I wish I could hear California. I don't do very well here with that at all. I can tell they're in there on 20 meters, but they're below my normal S5 noise level on 20 meters. So anything from the West Coast, even on 15, I don't hear California. Sometimes I guess if they're a home station, I hear them, but I did manage to pick up Idaho today. I was lucky enough, just managed the contact that was on 15 meters. So still looking for California, Alaska, and Hawaii. But as I say, I don't do too well in that part of the world with this antenna system. So a lot of stations in the south, probably 6 new parks in Florida today. I think that's because of probably all the snowbirds down in Florida. So we managed about 30 contacts today, and probably about 12 new parks. So that's it from here. I'm glad to hear Chris back, and
work, but I didn't. I'm not just working the new parks. I'm working everybody. So if I see a new park in there and I can get them, I will. But if I'm on 20 and they got a good strong signal in, I won't struggle to a 5 and 1 or something. But I'll pick up the parks that got pretty good signal. So I'm not just going to selectively just pick new parks. I don't think that's fair to the operators.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. If I can hear them and it's not a struggle, you can go to the park. I've worked. I'll do that already. Because it's like NWK and PZN. I would just have the signal. I want to work with this many times as I can. I think NWK I worked at least 100 times now, and PZN a couple hundred. I know you guys are probably way ahead of me there, but to me that's at least some sense of accomplishment. I would agree with Mac. Yeah, 40 meters was noisy tonight. I could hardly hear anybody, and that's not even with my ramped up noise level it was for a while. That was just with the normal noise level on 40, an S6, S7. So yeah, man, was noisy, but it was still a pretty good day all in all. Worked into Bermuda. It was a repeat park, but that's fine. So I think I worked the station in Brazil today, but that was not POTA. And I think, what was the other one? I can't remember. Somewhere in the Caribbean, but they were not POTA stations. But be that as it may, not a bad radio day. That's it for me, Larry. Back to you.
Talking about sinus infections, I had one, Bill, 2 weeks ago. It was on my left-hand side. No, sorry, it was on the right-hand side, and I guess it eventually moved over to my right-hand side. My right-hand side to my left-hand side. And the morning I blew my nose on Monday. Popped the blood vessel, obviously, because I had some blood coming out of my nose. But I popped the blood vessel in my eye. Now I got a big blood spot underneath my pupil. So it's actually going away. I figured that's what it was from this sinus infection.
Yeah, Roger, yeah. Well, I'll probably do lavage before I go to bed. It helps, but yeah, it's very painful. It's up, I've had a slight headache when I woke up this morning, so I know it's a pretty bad one. I seem to struggle with them. As I say, it's not like the common cold or anything, but it's just very, very congested and very painful. So anyway, we're working through it, Larry. It is what it is. But anyway, carry on, and thanks a lot for doing it.
Okay, thanks, Bill. All right, we'll bring in L next. VA3BT, VE3LVI. How's the Eskimo man?
Good evening, Larry and everybody on frequency. Just glad to be home. I'm glad it's the end of the week. It's pretty challenging. They said this year alone they broke a record just in snowfall there, but this morning it was double digits. It must have been minus 30. It was cold, frigid. I mean cold. The roofers, no luck with the roofers. It's just been a struggle trying to get this done. I'm probably about 15% there that needs to be wrapped up, but that's the challenges I'm having on the outside of the building. Inside, we're moving along. I just need more floorboard and more. I need the roof done so I can finish the floors. Other than that, just glad to be home, and it's the weekend. Hand it back over to you, VA3BT.
So I was listening to CFTR, I think it was Wednesday, and they were talking about the snowfall they had in Toronto, and they mentioned the one about Barrie. Apparently, so far this year, Barrie has gotten 300 centimeters of snow, which equates to inches to 118 inches. So that is 2 inches short of 10 feet. So that's how much snow you guys have had up there.
Well, I believe it. The other night we had a dumping of 30 centimeters just overnight, and I mean, it's just relentless up there. And I thought, well, I come down here on the way home, I'm like, we still got tons of snow up there. It ain't going away with this frigid cold air.
I don't mind the snow falling down. I don't mind shoveling or using the snowblower. But this cold temperature is just getting ridiculous. It's like you can't do anything outside. You can't do anything in the garage. And when we go out, we're all bundled up. And so it's like you don't spend too much time outside. You really don't want to go too many places.
Yeah, well, I'll give the siding guys credit, though. They worked. I was actually surprised. They actually worked today out there, and I'm like, man, I give you guys credit. This is crazy. But they probably went till about noon, 1 o'clock, and they kind of just packed it up and left.
Well, at least you're getting some of it done anyways. That's good.
Yeah, no, they're in really good shape. It's just the roofers, everything pretty much affects them, you know. You can't blame them, though. It's way too cold to be up on that roof anyways.
Oh, yeah, plus any type of wind or whatever, it's going to be too much. You can't pour the flooring until the roof's in.
Well, inside the whole building itself, even being, 15% left of the roof, I've got the place that's nicely heated, like the one half of the building that's tarped. I'd say I'm good 18 to 20, degrees in there. It's warm. It's just I'm having a bit of a hard time adjusting the heat in there, trying to keep it down to a 15. 15 is what we want it at. 20, yeah, the boys love it. It's nice and toasty. And of course, the other half where I'm grading and getting prepped for floors and I'm missing a bit of roof, it's holding pretty good in there. It's 15, maybe 16.
But you definitely have to wait for the roof to be done to get the floor poured. You can't pour it first, without the roof being done.
No, you can play the Russian roulette and hope for no snow and all that good stuff, but no, it's not ideal because if you get snow, the heat will instantly melt that because it's a steel deck and I'd have a mess inside.
Yeah, understandable. That's another thing I just have to run across today too. Just in this month alone in Hamilton, we've had 29 water breaks.
Oh, there'll be more to come with this frigid cold air.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know the old car this morning, she kind of just, it went, but she's slow. Oil's pretty thick, everything else is pretty thick at the same time. But it turned over and started for me, and I was glad. Mind you, I think it was showing about, I think it was 1.3 degrees Fahrenheit this morning when I went out and started it.
Oh yeah, like our site there, like our Bobcat, first thing I do is when I get to the site, I crank it over. Like it's parked inside, so it's not bad. But if it's parked outside, you got to let it warm for at least an hour just to get the hydraulics and everything moving in it. But for the most part, guys will just park the machines inside, right? But if it's outside, yeah, you need at least an hour.
Yep, doesn't surprise me at all. So, okay, Al, anything else? Everything good with your way, family-wise, dog-wise?
Oh yeah, all good in the hood here. We'll be sitting here and listening along to the net here, VA3B2.
Okay, thanks. All right, before I pick up Wade, anybody else checking into the Friday night Zittery Ragchew? My call sign picture Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in. There you go, pick up main VA3ZP. All right, thanks, Dave. Wade, VA3NCA, VE3LBI. Come on in, Wade, tell us what's going on.
VE3LBI, VA3NCA. Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody on net here. Not much going on here. No radio for me today. But very glad that it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good to hear Chris back in there. Chris, we missed you. And other than that, don't have much really to add right now. But I will be here for the whole duration, of course, and looking forward to what pops up. Back to you, Larry.
Not going to go out on the weekend and see if you can load up some snow and do a photo activation, eh?
No, it's a little cold, but actually my little tiny portable rig, it's still on the healing bench. I haven't gotten back to fixing the little dial that broke when I was in Saskatchewan, so that's been a long time. I really have to, hunker down and cut through that. But anyways, yeah, it would be nice to get out there, but I don't know if I'm doing much more than hibernating this weekend.
I think along with everybody else too, that's for sure. All right, anything else, Wade?
I know. I'll let you pick up the other folks in there. Good turnout tonight so far. So it's good to hear everybody in there. Back to you, Larry.
All right, very good. All right, let's bring back this fella here we haven't heard for a long time. VA3WPG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chris. How's things going?
Hey, good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. Things are going, I guess, as good as they can. I stepped away from the campground for a while because the mosquitoes were getting really bitey. Kind of reached my limit with the chunking, the music, the DTMF tones on a repeater that doesn't use tones. We got Chuck's unlicensed secret admirer in there. So I just shut it down for a little bit. Came back today. The mosquitoes were still buzzing around. So just dropping in a check-in. Probably going to shut the radio down again. I don't know. Someone who's been who's stuck living in Hess Village for 4 years. I'm just out of tolerance and patience for stupid people. So, don't know. Probably just dropping in a check-in. Going to shut it down for another month. Check in at the end of February. Maybe by then, innovation, science, economic development might have came and sprayed some Malayathon through the airways and killed off any unlicensed pests that are buzzing around. But just dropping in a quick check-in for tonight and saying hello to everyone. That's really all I got right now. VA3WPG.
Yeah, well, very good, Chris. Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. And don't let it get at you. I mean, the other part of it is you just, I basically put the radio on through the evenings, doing the check-in with the Nets. And I'll try not to, I have it on sometimes through the daytime. Not too much anymore, most of the HF break. But anything going on here, I haven't really been paying too much attention to it. If the radio's on, most of the time the volume is turned down, so I don't hear any of this nonsense. But, and I know it's not just here. I have been on different repeaters, and it's been definitely going on different spots, and some simplex areas too.
2 weeks ago, I tried the music net, and we had a click, clickety, click, clickety, click, and that net's worldwide. So just imagine how that makes us look here.
Yeah, but it may not be just coming from here either, right?
No, it's not the same guy following us from here to there.
No, I don't think it is. I mean, even on here, I haven't heard too much nonsense that's been going on. Again, I don't have it on all the time, but I'm not sure it's the same party. I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't pay that much attention to it.
The music was going at about 2:30, 2:45 today.
Comment VA3IUK.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, he's been on here more than once today. So he was on here this morning when I was out walking the dog. So just to let Chris know that. But good to hear you, Chris.
Yeah, good to hear you all, but that's the exact reason I shut her down. I'm out of patience.
Well, okay, Chris, not a problem. It's all I guess it's up to you. Grin and bear with it, or like you say, you can just shut it off and don't have to pay attention to it. So that's up to you, however you wish to handle it, sir.
Yeah, it can't bother me if I don't hear it.
There you go, exactly. All right. All right, you going to stick around to the end?
Yeah, unless it starts up, then I'll be shutting her down, but I'll listen to the end of this one.
All right, very good. Okay, Dave, I'll bring you in. VA3CP, VA3LBI, come on in, Dave. Yeah, VA3LBI, VA3CP. Good evening. All on that. No Buddha stuff for me. Virtually nothing in the last few weeks. But I have been very active since the 17th of January, working straight team up for the SKCC. 251 contacts so far, and worked Ireland today on 10 meters. So that was kind of neat. And the max thing, I've picked up an awful lot of Washington State, California, Arizona, all of that stuff out there. The only one I haven't got is Nevada. I need Nevada for work all states, but that may happen. I don't know. just for the month, or how long does this go on for? Is it like a contest for the month? No, it's not a contest. It's just straight T months. The idea is anybody get on the air and make contacts. It's actually K3Y, which is, if you look at it, 3 is backwards A, so K-E-Y. And there's all the different zones in the U.S. 0 through 9. You got North America, Europe, Asia, Oceania, all of that sort of stuff. So the idea is to try and work the K3Y station. So when I'm on the air as a Canadian operator, I'm actually operating the equivalent of K3Y NA, which is North America, but you can't use K3Y outside the U.S., so it becomes SKM straight T bus. So that's what it is. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with 251 contacts, and I might make a few more tomorrow. I may not, but tomorrow at 7 o'clock, that's the end of it. Okay, so just ran for the full month. Oh, very good. Sounds excellent. Okay, I'll just repeat this again in case nobody was here. Anybody worked the 12 days of Christmas, the award should be ready on Sunday. So I have to go to QRZ because I didn't look it up, but there's a link in there under the call sign Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta. Again, Kilo 2 Romeo Yankee Delta. There's a link on that page to get your 12 days of Christmas award. Oh, what else did I have? All right, any other check-ins? Friday night, ZOE Ragchew. Come on in, VA3IMW. That's all we got for now. I haven't heard Chuck in here. I thought maybe he might be around tonight. So I have a question. I don't know if anybody can answer this or not. Who can legally inspect your radio station? Does anybody have an answer to that? I don't know the answer to that. Somebody asked me that question, and I couldn't answer it. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether Wade knows it or anybody else possibly does. But who can actually inspect your radio station? Who can come into your house and inspect it? I would say, and I said inspector, VA3CP.
Yeah, VA3LBI, VA3NK.
Yeah, go ahead, Wade.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure either, but I agree with Dave. I think it's just somebody from ISEC, probably. I guess my question, the context now is answered, I think, but I guess my question is are you looking for, like, who might show up at your door as a result of a complaint, or are you thinking about, a service you're asking somebody to come in and check out? I see that we're talking about the former, actually. Who might show up at the door and who would you be required to allow to inspect? And I'd agree with Dave there. I think it's just a radio inspector from ISIS.
Okay, because the other thing I heard was an RCMP was allowed. Now, I don't think a police officer, a normal police officer is, but I heard it was an RCMP officer was allowed also. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. It could be because we're licensed under the government.
VA3WPG don't think they'd have the technical knowledge. Going with Dave on ISET.
I'm not sure. Like again, I thought an RCMP officer, but I would suggest, yeah, it would have to be a government official. So it wouldn't be anything. I just was curious. Somebody asked me that question. I don't know the answer. Who can actually knock on your door and say, I want to inspect your station?
UK comment.
Yeah, Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I would have to agree with the Wade and Dave because years ago when it was the DOC, I did hear of cases where people who were causing severe TVI, this is back when, it's not like Industry Canada now where we're all self-policing, but I remember cases where people were causing TVI and the DOC would show up at their door. I could cite 4 cases in the Brantford area.
Yep, okay, well, this was a question was asked me, and I had no answer. I didn't know what it was. So, what else did I have down here today? Oh, there's something that just clicked my mind. We're talking about different things. Menus for your radio. How many people actually go through and look at all the actual manual for all the actual menus on a radio? I know I don't. I mean, I spent a lot of time
Well, I got to say that I never had to really consult the radio manual for either of my ICOM radios because the operation of the radios themselves are very intuitive. I did spend some time going through the manual for the Yaesu FT891, particularly for let's see, the setup and connection to the ATAS antenna. That took a little bit of study, and then understanding that the audio portion of that radio required some finessing. So I started by looking up the different menu selections for audio settings. And there's also a section that sets you up for power output settings for the various modes and bands. So I would say it is pretty much dependent on the type of radio that you're having to operate. And like I say, the ICOMs, the operation of the stuff that you have to tinker with is very intuitive, whereas the Yaesu things, at least for what I'm using for my field radio, it's kind of a one-time deal. You go in, do your investigation and study, maybe look up a couple of YouTube videos that help me out on choosing the parameters for setting some of those audio settings. But once it's done, then you pretty much put the manual away and hope that your radio doesn't forget what you told it to.
So that's trying to keep something back to Walker there. We got the Walker C86 is in there. He says he's listening from South Illinois. He says, my test got rescheduled because of the major snowstorm here, so I just asked him, did you know when he gets the rescheduled for him? So anyway, it's good to hear him in there too. Yeah, I think I do the same thing, Mac. There's some certain little things like, the 891, yeah, definitely. Even the 7300, mind you, I guess there's really not too much on that one. The menu is always put this way. It would be nice if the companies would get together and bang their heads and get one set of menus. They're different between the Kenwood, they're different between the ICOM, they're different between the Yaesu, and I'm sure they're different with any other radio too. But I try to use the basics too on it, so there is a little bit of reading on it. So let me see what Vern has to say if he's still with us. VE3CRF, VE3LBI. Vern, any comments on that? All right, he may have reached his destination there. So, Bill, what do you think? VE3UK?
Well, when I got this Ragchew 880, I went through the complete menu system. But believe it or not, since I've had this Icon 706, I haven't really done that, and it's something that I need to do. So yes, I do. Because one thing with the Ragchew, just a quick comment here, I use the programming software to put in all the repeaters at different frequencies. But that doesn't help me feel in the field, so I wanted to make myself familiar with how to do that manually as well. But with limited vision, much easier for me just to use the programming software. But yeah, good to know the menus, and that's a good prompt for me to sit down and do that with the 706 and get to know it a bit better for what I'm doing Florida. Back to you, Larry.
Yep, okay, all right, no problem. I mean, the little, okay, what you got, that's pretty simple, isn't it?
Didn't get that, you were breaking up.
Sorry. I said the little camera you got is pretty simple, isn't it? The program?
Oh, I've got that all figured out. That's easy.
Yeah, they're pretty simple, so, okay. All right, Al, same thing. What's your thought? Do you go through all the menus, or you just kind of pick up, a few of the high points? VA3BT, VA3LBI.
I'm pretty lazy. I just go with the easy stuff, what I need to know. I haven't really gone through all the menus, to be honest.
Another ICOM user.
You got Yaesu and the icons, right?
Yeah, I got both. I got the ICOM and the Yaesu. The 991A, I've got the, what do you call it? The 9700, 7300. I got the 950, too many radios.
Well, as far as I know, I think the icons are pretty much standard with their menus, and I don't know whether Yaesu, I would have to think they've kept theirs pretty much standardized between each radio, too.
Yeah, like the 991A here, it's not bad. Everyone complains about the menus, but I don't find it all that bad. Maybe I've had it for a while. There was a time there I would go through it all, but now, yeah, if I'm gonna do a setting or do something, I'll Google it or just take the time and go through the menus, right, and get it all figured out.
Okay. Hang on for 1 second. Dave just texted me here. Hang on. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I was this one, and Dave texted me, and I was trying to type something also at the same time. No, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I just wondered, like I say, basically, I know I had to do some reading with the little Kenwood here, just to figure out a couple little buttons that I wasn't sure about. Now there is some good stuff, change the color of the screen and stuff like that on it, but that's more, not a real basic thing.
Yeah, the 991A here, you can do there's all kinds of functions and stuff, but yeah, I don't really bother with it. I keep it simple. I'm just, I guess more lazy. I just keep things simple here. I try not to mess with it too much.
Yeah, well, I do the same thing, and then when I've got it set up, usually I've got the chip in there, so I actually back up the everything I've done, so I make sure I keep a good clean copy of it.
Oh, the SD card, yeah, I got one in each radio here at the Icon radios.
Do you back up after you've done stuff?
Yeah, for both the 73 and the 9700.
Yep, it helps if you have to restore something or you want to get back someplace you have made a mistake on. So, okay, let me pass it down to Wade and see what Wade's thoughts are. VA3MCA, VA3LBI. Go ahead, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3MCA, and the group. Yeah, let's see. I don't have a really solid plan with all that. I have all the manuals. I download them, of course, and I leave them on my machine in electronic format so that I can refer to them when I need to. But I can't say I've ever read it cover to cover. But by the end of it, if I can find the service manual, I'll make sure that's in my on my hard drive as well. And the advanced and then the basic operation manual. And I probably over time and section by section when I came across it, I've probably read the entire basic manual by now. But I'm like Matt there, I have these icons that have the pretty intuitive and then as for backing up the settings, I really should do a better job of that. I have an SD card in mine as well, but I'm not very good at once I get the setting I like remembering to back it up. And I'm sure that'll bite me someday, but then I get to just play around with the radio a little bit more to put it all back. Don't be like me, but that's basically how I do it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying about it. I keep a copy of all the stuff on my hard drive too, but I mean, actually going through the manuals. The other day I wanted to do something on the 891, and I had to refer back to the manual. I can't remember what I was doing at the time. It doesn't matter. Maybe we were looking at I know what it was. I was looking at the sideband power for HF on it. I couldn't remember where it was, and I had to go into the manual and look around. But I found it, so it was just something that I had totally forgotten how to get to. It's been so long, but it does help.
Yeah, the only setting like that with me that I have to keep looking up is the one that specifies which audio sources the mic pulls from versus the USB pulls from for switching between voice and digital modes. That's in there. That's not one of those settings that has a touchscreen setting. You've got to go to the menus for it, and so that always trips me up. But I haven't had my digital station set up for a number of months now. I have to get back to it, so it hasn't been a problem in a number of months. But I'm sure when I get back into it, making sure that I'm not transmitting or that my mic is transmitting audio is going to be the challenge I'll have to work with. But yeah, that's a minor thing. But yeah, there are some settings that are deeper in the menus than others. So it's just a matter of getting used to it. That's all.
Yep. Okay. Very good. Thanks, Wade. All right, Chris. What's your thoughts? VA3WPG, VA3LBI. What's your thoughts on menus? Like, do you go through and study the whole block, or you just kind of used to the basics?
VA3WPG, it depends on the radio. I knew the HTX manual like the back of my hand, or like the motorcycle controls. But just going backtracking a bit, Bill and Dave and Wade are correct. ISED is the only one that can inspect your station, because there is a specific question on the exam that deals directly with that, and the answer is ISED. And if the RCMP were allowed to do that, that would probably be included in the answer on the exam. However, nowhere in the exam anywhere is the RCMP mentioned.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate that, Chris. So you know the manual inside and out, do you?
For the HTX 202.
Yep. Okay. What about any other radios? Again, just basics?
Read the manual once, set it and forget it. If I need to go back on something, I'll pull the manual out again.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, yeah. Again, you go through it, rough through it, and then you kind of remember where you go back in to find it again. So, all right. Let me see here. Dave, what's your thoughts? VA3CP, VA3LBI manuals. What do you think of them for like our radios and stuff?
Okay, just to confirm what Chris said, I had already looked that up, and it says in Canada the only authority authorized to perform and inspect an amateur radio station is ISED, specifically the radio inspector. So that's what I thought. And by the way, I have never had, like I've had those guys here quite a number of times years ago, but I always got a phone call first and set up a time. So they were always very courteous about that. Anyway, as far as manuals go, I'll take a look to see what's in them, maybe, and I refer to them when I need to know an answer.
Well, like I said, I think before let me just 1 second. Anybody else checking into the Friday night Zeddy Ragchew? My call sign VA3LBI. Come on in. No truck tonight. Surprised. YouTube is a great, YouTube University, I guess, is a great way. I mean, that's how I found out how to set the audio up in the 891 was through there. And they have some, there must be people, I guess, that do studying, say, for the quality of audio for the 891. And here is not say the absolute perfect way, but here is the way he's done it. And the audio comes out quite, the clarity comes out really good. So not just talking about Yaesu, but also with the 7300, like Bob Heil put out something for the ICOM 7300 with the microphones. He's got some stuff in there also talking about for Yaesu with microphones. So it's a good spot to pick up information, definitely.
Well, you can have many opinions on anything like that, so you have to take the average. Okay, Larry, could you let you move on down there? VA3LBI, VA3CP.
Yep, okay, no problem. All right, that's it I got there on the list. I don't think there was anything else. Like I said, don't forget anybody watching or wants to watch the YouTube, VA3IMW, look for live for Mac. hit the subscribe and like button there, and give him some likes and bring up his subscription a bit. All right, anybody else got anything else you want to add to the conversation tonight? Come on in, VA3IMW.
I built a project this week, the HACP.
3LBI. Okay, we did talk once before, we can throw back on the table again, about switching the times and dates, or dates more than anything, of getting together for, the quarterly group get together. Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
I want to hear about Dave's project.
Do you want to hear about what?
Dave's project.
Dave's project, what's that?
He doubled with you and clobbered you, but yeah, VA3CP came back and indicated that he had built a project, and I want to know what he built.
Sorry about that, Dave. I didn't hear you in there. We must have come up teed up at the same time. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, that crackling is on your signal again, even though you're on high power. All right, VA3CP. A couple of weeks ago, I was a bunch of us got together up in Woodbridge to go for lunch, and Mike, V3MKX, and also Jim, V3, can't remember his call sign now. But anyway, Jim had a set of touch paddles, and so did Mike, that they had made up, and they had a little box that sounder. So I played around with it, and I thought it was kind of neat. So I ordered a set from one of the hams up in Nepean. $21 for the kit and $5 shipping, and service mount components. So you have to solder 4 SMD items onto each circuit board. There's 2 circuit boards, one for DIP and one for DOS. It's kind of neat. No batteries, no moving parts. You may have seen these things from V6LK, or there's a VK. They were done originally by a VK guy, so but they are available in Canada. Like I said, it's Jim, V3LMK. He was the guy that had the other one. And played around with it. I thought it was kind of neat, so I got one. Go ahead, Wade.
Yeah, those are the VK3IL panels. Is that right, Dave?
Okay, I had to turn the volume up. Wade, say again.
Oh, sorry, I dropped the mic slipped a little bit. Is this any better?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the VK3IL paddles. Is that right?
That's the ones.
Yeah, I did that project as well, and I have a couple pairs that I did with getting some JLC PCB things sent out. So I got the long version, and then I also played around with a smaller stubby version that I cut down. So yeah, they're fun little projects to play around with, and they work pretty well for a non-mechanical paddle.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I was thinking, like for lightweight quota activation, you can take one of those with you, and then you not exactly using a mechanical key. Now it takes the power from the power's coming out of the key socket on the radio, so probably 5 volts or something like that. So anyway, it works great. I like them. I know a lot of you guys are not CW enthusiasts, but I is. Okay, then back to you, V3LBI, VA3CP. Any crackling on my signal? I can't tell. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. It is a repeater, Dave. It does it off and on, and then sometimes it'll stop. Sometimes it's really, really bad where it's almost when it seems like it gets warmed up, it quits and stops. I think it's just the setup, that's all. Okay, yeah, I kind of coming to that conclusion too. It is what it is. We use it, and we don't complain about it. But sometimes it's really bad, especially if it's windy. But it's fine. So, all right, Mac. My question to you now. You talked about changing the dates for the get-together, the 4 get-togethers in a year. Any more thoughts on doing that, or have you kind of asked where is that status?
Comment, VA3MK.
Yep. Go ahead, Wade.
Sorry, just before we move off of those paddles there, just really curious. Did you pick up the kit from Vince, VE6LK? Is that what I think I heard? Because he's kitting them out for the BK guy. And I'll drop a photo of the one that I stuck in my little tiny QMX kit bag, just for reference. Because you're right. It's a fun little project. So I guess the question was it Vince that you got the kit from?
No, I got it through Wayne, VA3ZCO, I think it was. Just trying to find his call sign here, but I can't. Yeah, I think it was VA3ZCO. He's on member of the Ottawa Amateur Radio Club.
Oh, very good. So we got a couple people kitting them up. There's only a very small number of parts, a couple capacitors, a couple of MOSFETs, and then the pressure-sensitive elements you can all get from AliExpress, or I'm sure there are more reliable suppliers, but I got all my stuff from AliExpress. It works fine. The printed circuit boards can be got for like $5 for 5 of them from PCUA. But good to hear that there's multiple kitters in Canada, and it is a fun project. Thanks for the interruption there, Larry, and thanks for the info, Dave, and I'll send it back to your question there, Larry, VA3NCA.
Wade, this is from a guy in Canada. They're $21 for the whole kit, everything.
That's a good price when they're sending you everything all in one. I actually gave one to Vince. He was here to do a POTA. He was here visiting some family last summer, and we went out to do a POTA. And I gave him one of the extras that I had from the batch, because when you get a JLC PCB order, you have to get 5. So he took it back, and I think that got him the idea to do a kitting service. But he's out west. So, good. No, very good, and that's a decent price for sure for a whole kitted up version. Back to you.
Yeah, it's Victor Echo 3 Charlie Zulu Oscar V3CZO, Wayne, and he's in Nepean, and it was $21 for the kit for the long dual panel and $5 shipping, so $26 altogether. All right, back to you, Larry. Carry on, VA3CP. Hey, thanks, Matt. Go ahead.
All right. So for Dave and for Wade, if they can drop a link up on Discord so we can take a look at that. And if anybody's interested in building that project, it sounds very interesting. Like you say, Dave, a lightweight kit for doing CW out and about. Anyways, question as far as the reassignment of our quarterly group activations. I thought with the resounding kudos to Wade's suggestion that it was a done deal. So yes, so for the spring activation, it's not going to be March 21st. It's going to be April, corresponding with the spring Support Your Parks weekend. So the details yet to be ironed out as far as where to go and whether it's going to be the Saturday or the Sunday. But it certainly sounds like everybody was 100% behind knocking off 2 birds with 1 stone. We get the Support Your Parks weekend credit, as well as perhaps a little bit warmer weather for the spring activation. And I think that's where we stand, unless anybody has any other input. I'll throw it back to you, Larry. Thanks.
Nope, I didn't realize it was a done deal. Last I heard, we were kind of, taking a little bit of a vote on it. But no, that's good. I think that's the way it should be. Personally, again, like I said, one thing about it that with Support Your Park weekend, it shouldn't be too tough to do an activation.
Yeah, we just have to hope that there's no contesting going on. Hi. But then there are the warp bands. Anyways, Larry, I think you already answered my question as far as what you did to set up your 891 for audio output. And like you said, the RF output power The 891 is kind of unique. They have output power for sideband, AM, FM, and for 6 meters. That's separate selection. So, and then there is kind of like a mixer setup for each one of those bands. And you did say that you did some research on YouTube in order to find out those settings. I do recall with much, how can I say? Anyways, it was kind of humorous. Al, VA3IMW, was getting really, really frustrated with his 891 because it didn't sound very good. And when he tried to use it for activations, he said he was just about ready to pull it out by the wires and throw it out the window. So I captured the audio settings that I had set up my radio with. I did a little research on YouTube myself, and I sent those over to him by email. Once he keyed those into his radio, he was back on the air with a big smile on his face, as big of a smile as Al can have. Anyways, so yes, I think the resounding situation is that everybody seems to be very comfortable with the ICOM menu settings because they're very intuitive. Yaesu, yeah, you got to do a little research and a little bit extra planning. Kenwood, I've never seen that, so I can't chime in. But I'll turn it back to you, Larry. I think I've answered all your questions and more.
Yep, no problem. Yeah, I happened to run across something on YouTube. Actually, I think it was posted someplace else. I don't remember exactly where. Somebody was talking about it. And the guy said this is a really good settings for YouTube. Sorry, very good settings for the ASU 891. And I got a link to it, so I kept the link. And that's how I set mine up, actually. And I think Dave, I don't remember if Dave did his exactly the same, or he did similar to what the gentleman, I think, had done also, I believe. But, there is, like I said, there is somebody's putting the time and effort into it to be able to go through and all these settings. I mean, for a person, like personally myself, if I had to set the audio settings up the way that they are right now on the radio, wouldn't have a clue without having to be able to hear somebody on the other end going, how does that sound? How does this sound? Do I need the compression on? Do I need compression off? And so at least this fellow's gone through it. Maybe he's got some type of a way he can capture that information or see it on a scope or whatever to see exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, I guess my only remaining comment on the Yaesu radio, I was disappointed that out of the box it didn't sound good. So obviously a number of people have had the same issues, and there's a great way to indicate that there's a common thread that everybody needs to know. In order to get the best out of your 891, you're going to have to tweak all of these audio settings. And when you do that, it's not less than 12 menu settings because you want to cover all of the bands and all of the modes that are associated, right? And then, once again, there's that extra thing you have to do. You have to turn on the there's a menu setting that allows those audio settings to be activated. So what's it called? It's MTO or MDE or MED or something like that. Anyways, you have to have that turned on in order for those altered audio settings to actually take effect on your radio. So yeah, somebody's put a lot of time and effort into researching these things, and God bless them for their actions. And I'm certainly glad that my radio's set up now, and hopefully it doesn't forget what I told it to do.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're talking about. It was something like OTB or OBT or something. You had to switch this one thing on because you could go through all the settings. You did put that one function on. None of them worked.
Yeah, it's like setting up your graphic equalizer perfectly, but you didn't hit the execute button or something like that, and none of that is going to have any impact on your audio. Anyways, water under the bridge. Radio is a very, very good field radio. And Dave, I just want you to know I'm still running low power, only 90 watts.
Oh, wow. Okay, you guys done? Okay, go ahead. If anybody got anything else before we do a 7-3 round, I mean, I make a last call out here. Anybody got anything else want to talk about? Throw on the table. Come on out. VA3
VA3WPG's quick contact.
Yep, go ahead, Chris.
VA3IK, VA3WPG.
Go ahead, Chris.
I guess as I mentioned the reasons earlier, I'm getting kind of tired of the airways, but that does not show my interest in setup, teardown, problem solving, and diagnostics. So we're in a cold snap right now. Whenever you want to give that stuff a look over, see if we can work on that antenna and signals more, shoot me an email, callsign@outlook.com, or the email on the QRZ page, and we'll definitely still work on that problem despite my lack of presence on VHF UHF.
Yeah, no worries. We're going to be in a cold snap for a couple weeks, so let's give it a couple weeks and see if it warms up. But I just checked the 14-day forecast, and we'll leave it for at least a couple weeks, Chris. Over.
Sounds good. Sounds good. VA3WPG.
Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Larry.
Okay, thanks. All right, let's do a 7-3 round here. Max, VA3IMW, doing a 7-3.
I thought I had said enough by now. Anyways, thanks for doing this, Larry. It's always a good way to round out the week. Looking forward to hearing everybody tomorrow night. And I'm pretty sure that Bill, VE3IUK, is going to be running the net at 7 p.m. on the ZOE repeater. Anyways, thanks again. 7-3s, one and all. I'll be monitoring this frequency for a little while.
Thanks, Mac. I don't know. I think Brent's probably done. But try out VE3CRF. Burn, when you're still around, just doing a 7-3 round. Okay, Bill, you're up. VE3IUK, VE3LBI, 7-3 round.
Yeah, VA3LBI, VA3IUK for Mac. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, should be able to do both nets. Not going anywhere in this cold weather. 7-3, guys. Interesting, provocative as always, and thanks a lot for doing it, Larry. Back to you.
Yep, okay. I see Noel's heading up there. I'll say 7-3 to Noel there, so he's just up with the kids there. VE3KAT, VE3LBI, 7-3 round, Noel. Take care. I'll look after the kids and have a good weekend. Al, you're up. VA3BT, VE3LBI, 7-3 round.
Yep, good net there, Larry. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there, VA3VT.
VA3NCA, VE3LBI, Wade, you're up. 7-3 round.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA, yeah, great chat again, as always there, Larry. Thanks for doing it. I did post in the gear channel on our Discord some photos of the keys that I put together, and the link to the original author's website and Vince. And I don't have. I'm going to do a Google search for the one that Dave mentioned, but just to make sure I got it right, for confirmation, I think that was Victor Echo 3, Charlie Zulu Oscar. Anyways, I threw all that in the chat. Maybe Dave, if you want to look it over and tell me if I got any of it wrong. But yeah, I put a couple pictures of the two units that I played with. And yeah, if anybody's looking for a nice little project, it's a good one. Back to you, Larry. Thanks again for doing it. 7-3.
All right, thank you, Wade. Chris, VA3WPG, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Wade. Or, no, I'm great, yeah. Too many things here, Chris, sorry.
No problem, VA3WPG. Everybody have a nice weekend. As mentioned, I'm taking a little VHF UHF break, so we'll catch you around whenever. Have a good one, VA3WPG.
VA3CP, VE3LBI, Dave. We're doing a 7-3 round. All right, 73 all. And wait, I can't find the link to his project page, but that's the correct call sign. All right, 73 all, VA3CP. Okay, just an acknowledgement to Thomas. VE3CEU was on YouTube. Noel, VE3KDT was on YouTube. Wade, VA3FMB, and Walker, C83, all on YouTube. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, with that, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQ, for the use of that repeater. And like I say, you guys make the net. I just write down the call signs and the names. Excuse me. And with that, I'll turn the repeater back over to normal use. VE3LBI clear.
There we go. That'll bring the live stream to a close as well. And we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. So 7-3 is 1-0. That's how we say goodbye.